What up, y'all? It's too fucking hot today. It's Sunday, and it's some bullshit East Coast weather. Man, this fucking summer needs to be over with, man. The fall weather is the best. And it needs to be the fucking goddamn fall. Autumn. Because this weather is some bull malarkey. So, how's everyone doing, man? Thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in to Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide, C4CW. I am one Sir Grove. Yes, I am the dude that does the outlandish, outrageous raps. I'm the one that tells politicians to eat shit, fuck off, suck dick. And I just say it how it is, man. I'm no holds barred on this shit, man. Took the fucking gloves off. Came out swinging like Rocky Balboa, a.k.a. Sylvester Stallone. I'm just saying, man, like, fuck a stupid, dirty, bum-ass politician. Man, I've been, and if you happen to be a fucking for real fan and not a fucking fake made up, like, not for real, like, doctored up fucking fan, if you're like a real fan and you truly respect, appreciate, and support what the fuck it is that I do here at C4CW, some of you are like, but what do you really do there? I get it, man. I know all the fucking jokes. I know the different punchlines and shit. A lot of this is just, it's improv, man. Yes, the fucking federal government monitors my shit because I've worked with U.S. intelligence and they want to see if I'm going to, like, leak some data, which I'm never going to fucking do. I'm not Edward fucking Snowden. I'm not goddamn Julian fucking high-tech terrorist piece of shit Assange. I'm not wiki dick fucking sucking leaks. And I'm not Chelsea Manning. I don't fucking rat on my own government. I don't sell out our secrets, and I don't turn around for ego and pretend like I was doing it because the world needs to know our secrets. The world doesn't fucking need to know our top secret shit, above top secret, or any of our secret confidential shit. Because, man, if motherfuckers think that shit should be sold out, then in their minds there's nothing sacred, man. And there must be some things that remain sacred. So we protect our fucking secrets, man. And I'm against traitors and leakers. 100 fucking goddamn %. Yes, I was never in the U.S. military. Albeit, I work as a civilian government contractor with biometrics on file with the Department of Defense. Because I've had a common area card, access card, CAT card. I've worked at military fucking installations. I'm a civilian technical specialist / expert in the shit that I fucking do. Yes, I've worked on global computer networks for the U.S. military Department of Defense as a civilian technical expert. Because, man, I grew up fucking with computers, man. So I know a thing or two about some shit. And anyway, man, I've done other kinds of work, man. I've worked in non-proliferation, helping keep fucking politicians safe when they have no idea what's going on. You know what I'm saying, man? Some shit, I won't go into particulars of details, man, but I've been at different agencies, man, and I've been paid for my work. That's how I fucking started this show, from the money that I earned as a civilian government defense contractor. Yeah, I know, dude, some people are like, but you say and do crazy things and act absurd and, like, I don't know, man, it seems kind of far-fetched and far-flung, and yeah, it's called show business, dude. It's called fucking entertainment. No, I'm not schizophrenic. No, I don't have schizophrenia. No, I'm not insane. No, I'm not mentally ill. No, I have no fucking history of mental illness. No, dude, I'm not a psych case. No, I'm fucking not off my rocker. And dude, I pass every psych eval with fucking flying colors. And the shit that you see me fucking do is enter-fucking-tainment. I'm an executive goddamn fucking producer. I put out over 10 albums, and I know hella motherfuckers from around the world. I'm an underdog. I do underdog shit with my fucking crew, with our crew, 495L4, and we've been doing shit for a long time, and it's highly strategic. It's fucking highly tactical. We grew up playing fucking puzzle games. We're goddamn fucking nerds. So, who happen to have to live on the streets because shit got dark in America, and our neighborhood was base rocked out, in the late 90s, going into the 80s, and they wanted to do the Iran-Contra affair, and it flooded our streets with fucking drugs, and it fucked our communities up. So we took to the streets. So, that being said, now it's the future, and it's the 21st century. I'm white collar, okay? I'm a businessman. I wear a fucking suit and tie sometimes when I feel like it. You know what I mean? The point is, it's all fucking entertainment, man. So, anywho, yeah, man, loving this podcast shit. It's making money. Plus, we've got 2 tracks that are in rotation worldwide. I'm just saying, man, like, you know, I'm not even bragging or boasting. I could be like these motherfucking rappers that like do like even more outrageous shit that even in my opinion is fucking wacky and goofy and silly and just like clownish and buffoonerish. Yes, I was also a school teacher, man. I taught in a Korean private school for 10 years. So your boy has fucking mad skills. Yes, I said I was a school teacher. I was a fucking school teacher for 10 years and I was paid handsomely. And when I worked as a private school instructor, teacher for 10 years, because I was a college honor student, I also simultaneously worked in government. And yes, I studied fucking Korean as a second language KSL. Like I said, I have skills, man. So, gotta understand, differentiate between the One Sir Grove persona that I created. It's an alter ego, man. It's a character that I fucking play. It's a role. Okay? It's a goddamn fucking character that I play. It's a role. It's Hollywood. And yes, I've worked on motherfucking Hollywood projects, man. I've worked with a lovely co-host of mine on an online show that we created, and with her, she and I, we've interviewed Hollywood stars. And yes, I'm talking about A-listers, not fucking fake stars. We did that for several seasons. And I also helped with some press, that is publicity, for her upcoming documentary. So, you know, someone I've known for more than 20 years. And, you know, she lived in Santa Monica and different parts of Hawaii and whatnot, man, and has been all over the world, man. Was just in Japan a couple of times. Man, I know all kinds of people, man. I know some heads of state, too. Like, I know some people, man, with some foreign governments. I know some high-profile people that have been on the fucking news. Man, you know, I've met some people from Fox, you know what I'm saying? In fucking person, Fox News. Yes, Fox fucking News. You see, man, I do low-key shit behind the scenes, man. I'm a Hollywood underdog. I'm behind the scenes doing shit. In fact, I don't even have 1,000 fucking connections on one of my Twitter profiles. I'm just saying, you know, like, I have a lot of identities, man. I mean, dude, I'm in show business, okay? You know how it fucking floats. So, and I'm not selling kilos. So we did our shit on a shoestring budget, man. We had to, man. You know, shoestring, thin thread, yarn ball. I mean, I'm talking thin fucking thread. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, string, man, like thread, like yarn, like a yarn ball, man. Thin thread type shit. Ultra fucking thin thread, man. Budget yarn balling, you know, because I'm a baller from the West Coast, man. You know, and lived in the Midwest, you know. I don't know shit about what goes on in, you know, neighborhoods, and I'm, you know, an East Coaster now, man. So, yeah, man, we've put out over 10 different projects. You know, at some point, you know, Doug Crawford's going to have to fucking give us props because we're the ones that helped him get to where he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Doug, we put you on in Canada, bro. Chili, YC1, fucking 22 Crips from the West Coast. I'm not Crip, I'm Bloods, gang. And I happen to know Crips from fucking childhood, grew up in a neighborhood with real Bloods and Crips and other gang sets I won't mention, but I'm pretty sure you can figure it the fuck out. And I'm not talking about you as in Doug, I'm talking about you as an audience. Doug already fucking knows because, Doug, I, One Sir Grove, just as a fucking reminder, bro, we're good, man. But man, I ain't heard you give any fucking props up recently. And you know we put you on. Name of your company and everything, bro. And the 6-point star, icon, symbol, logo. And Chili came to Canada to rock an outdoor concert with you. And Scheme came, that is Big Scheme, came to Canada as well. By the way, man, he still needs his master copy of that shit that y'all did together. But anyway, man, Doug knows we put him on. I fucking helped Doug get that spot on Billboard because I was the one fucking advertising and promoting him at the time, and I was the only person at the time for years. Yes, Doug has graphic artists, illustrators, designers, and marketing and advertising people, but there was a time in the very fucking goddamn beginning when Doug came to my place in person vis-a-vis and was like, Grove, I want to be on. And I was like, let us, that is our circle, that is our network, that is our organization, consider it. I like Doug, man. Doug's cool. You know, if he weren't cool, we wouldn't have given him the fucking role of Canada for what it is the fuck that we do as a global network. Doug knows where he got to start. Doug's the homie. I like Doug. So anyway, man, shout outs to Matty Poirier and shout outs to Doug Crawford. Oh, and shout outs to Aaron Loy, aka Lucky Picks Secret Society. Yeah, just watch the one video, man, and you see Doug's rocking the fucking AON records, man, the Aeon and shit. I'm just saying, like, we fucking started that shit. I fucking founded it. So, anyway, Doug's the homie, though. So, yeah, man, just, you know, doing top level shit. Let's see, one of my albums that I put out, my solo, just when I was recording some underground shit, I'm just saying, man, Lil Yachty's dope, you know? I mean, you got to give it to him, man. He's one of the top rappers in America now in this world that we're living in, man. And he has an interesting style. It's different, man. So I have an interesting style and it's different too. If you want, you can kind of, you know, compare me to Lil Yachty, you know? So I'm just saying, like, delivery wise, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like flow wise is what I'm talking about. So, man, look, Lil Yachty inspired me. Shout outs to Lil Yachty. That's coming from one Sir Grove. I mean that, man. I be peeping your videos and your interviews, and that was fucking sad, bro. Like, though I've never met you, I almost shed a tear, bro. I was like, damn, that's fucking sad. I think it was your 21st birthday or 19th or 20th birthday or some shit. And you were like asking the question on like Facebook on what the fuck is, I don't fuck with Instagram, Twitter, my bad. And you were like, yeah, my birthday's coming up, but I don't know if anyone will show up. And I was like, wow, that's fucking sad. Even though I knew it was a joke, I was just like, damn, that's fucked up. Maybe this kid really thinks like no one will show up to his birthday and he's fucking rich and famous. Like, why wouldn't anyone show up to Lil Yachty's birthday? But man, if people don't, that's fucking really sad, man. And I feel bad for the guy. Shout outs again to Lil Yachty. So anyway, man, and I mean that. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Just strategizing in this here fucking industry. Just looking at, you know, the environment around me here, man, New York. Taking a look at the Big Apple. You know, I'm an Empire Stater and shit. Have material available in 140 countries around the world and shit, man. And, you know, legacy team that I fuck with, man, you know, that I roll with, because, you know, we're legacy ballers, man. We've been balling for a long time, man, over a quarter century to these kids that are millennials and post-millennials. You know, they're fucking brand new. I'm a Generation Xer. So yeah, man, you know, given that I'm a rapper and I also am an executive producer, man, been involved in a lot of projects. Man, when I put out one of my 3 underground projects, you know, where I got my own unique, you know, flow, like Lil Yachty got his, Man, my shit charted in Malaysia, man. It was like number fucking 10. Man, you can see that on Best of Billboard. You see the cat that's there, and there's the 6-point star, and then there's the 5-point star, one in each hand. That would be one Sir Grove on the cover of Best of Billboard. That was my album, my personal solo album. Let's see, it was number 2, number fucking 2, titled Continuous Coordinates. Yeah, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Some underground shit. If you look at rappers that have become fucking big time, Tech 9, for example, the rapper Tech 9 with Midwest Choppers. Tech 9 had a bunch of underground cassette tapes, man, that I used to collect. Master P, No Limit. You know what I'm saying? By the way, shout outs to Strange Music and shout outs to No Limit. Shout outs to Rap A Lot because those companies that I just mentioned, I used to buy all their cassettes, all their product, all their material when I was younger. And, I mean, even as an adult. And if you look at the first generation album covers, I'm saying like I should say the first wave of like Rap A Lot from way back in the day. Shout outs to Jay Prince. If you look at all those like album covers and all of Master P's first album covers, I've talked about this a little bit before. I went in to detail about Master P's first albums that he did. I mean, even the Too Short album, even Too Short, Todd Shaw. Shout outs to Todd Shaw, aka Too Short. You guys knew that was coming. You're like, come on, Grove, you're doing a lot of shout outs. Yeah, man, of course, it's part of the fucking show. So if you look at Too Short's first albums, Born to Mac, Life Is, if you look at G.o.a.t.s and even before that, Master P's first album covers, if you look at, I mean, it just flashed into my mind, Calvin Brodus's, a.k.a. Snoop Dogg's, let's see, what was that, Doggy? Short Dogs in, no, Short Dogs in the House was Too Short. Doggy Style. Doggy fucking Style. What was that, 1993? No, that wasn't 90. Was it 90? I'll have to do that, man. I don't want to bring up the computer, man, and fucking check it out. But it was sometime, man, in the 1990s. And Doggy Style with the cartoon, animated cover, No Limits, first albums, Master P's first albums, Too Short's first albums, and Rap A Lot. If you look at those groups when they were new, right? Like, their album covers were fresh in the context of the time, but by today's standards, man, they were fucking ultra simple. Too Short's got an album cover where he's like in front of or behind a tombstone. That's Life Is. Then he's got one where he's got the G ride and shit. The fucking, what is it? The cat? I don't have to look at the album cover, but he's got the big long boat. You know what I'm saying? It's like cocaine fucking white. It's just a car. He's like standing next to a car. Even real life productions in Detroit, Esham A. Smith, The Unholy Poet, all of those like initial like first wave of like real life albums, they were all like rudimentary, and I don't mean in a bad way. What I'm saying is that back then, before pen, and I was talking to Send the Soul Stealer about this the other night, before pen and pixel graphics, which Snoop and other rappers, and I believe like Master P really kind of capitalized on that as well. Because Snoop and P were doing business, you know, at the time or whatever, when Snoop did the whole like thing with the South and all that. If y'all don't remember that, and for those who do, pen and pixel graphics became the like stepped up game. You know what I'm saying? Like in the world of like album covers, because before that it was like what you would do is you'd stand next to your whip. I mean, Esham, he has like a couple of like cassettes that he did before he was super famous that are now like ultra classics, Erotic Poetry and Homie Don't Play. And so Homie Don't Play, he's sitting in a fucking car with like clown face, like the Juggalos, like ICP, you know what I'm saying? And they were obviously inspired by him, but I'm saying he had the bomber jacket, okay? And then he's in the car with the like painted face, and he's like in a car. And we were like, yo, that's dope. Like, that's maniac shit. Like, who the fuck is this guy? We got to listen to this shit. Because, man, if you've seen the movie The Warriors, Warriors come out and play. The fucking Warriors is fucking ultra dope. That shit is one of the fucking most badass, fucking raddest movies ever fucking made. And it inspired a lot of, like, people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even Swishahouse, from down south, Texas, you know what I'm saying? Paul Wall and them. Even those cats did with Swisha, they did the video where it's the reenactment of the dudes on the roller skates with the painted faces. You know what I'm saying? In the baseball jerseys and shit. And that scene from The Warriors is one of the illest fucking scenes in, like, the whole world of, like, cinema and film. So, back to Esham. So, Esham, he's, you see, I got the whole game mapped out, man. We've got, surveillance of all this shit out here in the hip-hop fucking rap game in terms of these business models and these different modalities and how these cats did what they did with regard to their business stratagems. You know, we're familiar with how it's structured, and we've watched it with, you know, man, with the great deal of surveillance and clarity, man. High res, high def type shit, man, for decades. So Esham's other album, Erotic Poetry, I'm just saying, man, standing in front of his car. And then if you look at, like, Nas's album cover from not too long ago, you know what I'm saying? I mean, well, shit, it's been, over a decade? New York State of Mind, one of the fucking raddest, illest fucking albums of all time, man. Illmatic. The Illmatic. Illmatic, I guess it was Nas Illmatic, and on that he had New York State of Mind. Or what is it? Is it the other way around? I gotta look that up, man. I should know that shit, man. I'm a New Yorker, so I should fucking know that shit. Because I'm like, whoa, hold up, man. Was it Nas Illmatic, or was it New York State of Mind? New York State of Mind is one of the tracks on the album. And, hold up. Looking this shit up right here. Whoops, brain fart, just like Robert Mueller, who never heard of Fusion GPS or 495L4, you know, doesn't know anything about any fucking thing. So, so I was right. It was Illmatic. And on Illmatic, because I corrected myself, and I just had to double check. On Illmatic is the track New York State of Mind. So, I mean, dude, that's one of the, the Illmatic album, man, New York State of Mind is one of the coldest raps of all fucking time. Is probably, in my view, next to The Message, Sugar Hill Gang, Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, and everything that was like OG from the time of, like Africa Bambaataa and, you know what I'm saying, Nucleus, Jam On It, and Beat Street, the movie, Wild Style, Body Rock, like all of the, like, Ice-T, Chris Taylor, The Glove, with Reckless, I'm talking about all the old school shit, like when Ice-T used to be in the park spinning, you know what I'm saying, and he had a rapping in the park, you know what I'm saying, and had the bandolier and everything. Look, man, the old school days of hip hop, Ice-T, LL Cool J, I'm Bad, album cover, fucking rad. In terms of New York, like, man, I'm Bad is the best rap ever made, battle rap. It's the best battle rap ever made in the history of this multiverse. The song that embodies New York, best song that embodies New York, fucking period, of all time, man, is Nas, New York State of Mind. That shit is, man, come on, man. He says, the MAC-10 was in the grass and I ran up, something pick it up and ran with thoughts of an assassin. He said they probably couldn't see as high as I be. And then he says, I had to look it up. I had to look up the lyrics because it sounded like he was saying, beyond the walls of intelligence, life is defined. I think of crime when I'm in the New York State of Mind. The fact that this cat talked about the world of intelligence in the way that he did, and the way that he depicted it and portrayed it in New York State of Mind, I was like, yo, this kid is on fucking point. Also, Nas made you look. Shout outs to Nas. Man, I'm just a fucking huge fan. But I'm saying his album cover, as dope as it is, it's just a picture of his face, like superimposed on the wall of a building. I'm saying that's fucking brilliant. That's genius. So when you look at these album covers, right? You look at it all. If you look at the Rap-A-Lot stuff that was like the South Park Psycho and Gangsta Nip, man, I'm talking like easy shit to do by today's standards. And those albums sold high volumes, large numbers. Like, I'm talking, man, these cats became world famous and wealthy beyond imagination. And even Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? Bone Thugs and Harmony had sorry, just adjusting the environmental controls here. The fucking sensor says that it's like 80 degrees. It just can't fucking possibly be, man. That shit is just fucking totally off, man. It feels like it's like 90 plus and humid. So Bone Thugs and Harmony, I read that at some point Bone Thugs had sold more than any rap group ever in the history of hip-hop, rap, urban music. I'm saying that as a statistical fact. Like, everything they ever put out went fucking platinum, including their underground cassettes and everything that they did, because they became so fucking huge that the underground shit that they did later, subsequent, thereafter, when they became world, renowned, recognized, acknowledged, and people around the world were like fucking Bone fans at some point. Looking back in hindsight, those first albums that they made that were underground, people collected all that shit in the millions. So, and that I heard happened with Too Short as well, because my homie from childhood, g.o.a.t.s, my Jewish homie, Scoot Dog, g.o.a.t.s, Scoot. Scoot, we all got code names. You know what I'm saying? We all have monikers and nicknames. You know what I'm saying? From childhood, man. Like, he's Scoot. You know what I'm talking about? I'm Grove. Think about it. Hello, put it together. I'm not saying y'all. I'm saying, like, it's like a duh. Like, if you think about it, like, oh, I get it. Scoot, Grove, right? Okay. I see what's going on here. And because you have, like, for example, in Detroit, Eminem. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, names, man. Products. But yeah, so yeah, man, fucking y'all don't know who the Scoot, y'all don't know who Scoot is. So think about it. So what I'm saying is that from childhood, man, my homeboy Scoot, who was one of my roommates on 23rd Street, Douche Trey Block, Bloods Gang, with Big D, you know what I'm saying, and Arnie, Arn Dog, and all of our dogs, man, our B dogs, Spank motherfucking T. We were all roommates, man, at some point. Arn Dog didn't live with us, but we would go to Arn Dog's house all the time, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, man, Arnie had the anyway, man, I'm just saying, artillery, like, fucking, yeah, so, cause, man, it was Wild West. We had to, we were on some out west shit, man, so we had to keep some heavy shit on deck. But, yeah, so, fucking, Scoot was a huge fan of Too Short. I mean, I was and am as well. But, like, man, Scoot, like, idolized, like, Too Short. I mean, I did as well. But Scoot's a fucking Too Short fan, like, fanatic, like knows all his lyrics, like loves Too Short on a different, unprecedented level of reality. I mean, that was his dude, you know what I'm saying? Everyone follows someone, man, who they look up to, who they, you know what I'm saying, as a hero, as an icon. And, man, so that was Scoot's dude. And, man, who would I look up to, man? I'd say probably, like, LL Cool J. Because, man, that battle rap, when I saw that when I was a kid, and I'd be doing calisthenics and shit, push-ups and sit-ups and shit, man, trying to get all buffed up like LL Cool J, like have some LL Cool J, like, physique and build and shit, and G-Unit, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, Curtis Jackson, Fitty, man, you see how they be having them arms and shit, man? I'd be doing push-ups and sit-ups all the time. So, So yeah. So back in the day, man, Scoot told me he went to a Too Short concert. Was it in Seattle? I think it was. And apparently they came out on a Beattle. They came out on stage and I guess like RIAA or someone, they presented Short, that is Too Short, like a platinum album because his cassettes like that were underground before he like blew up with all the other stuff. He subsequently like that material that he had that was like cassette form or whatever, those first recordings, they later went platinum. And I heard the same thing happen with Bone Thugs and Harmony. So Bone Thugs and Harmony, I know from the record books like Guinness Book and what I've read in like different magazines, 4080, what is it, XXL? Is that, yeah, something like that, whatever that, I'm no disrespect, but, it's kind of a blur. The Source magazine, I'm saying different publications, rap publications. I'm missing, there's a fourth one, right? There's XXL, there's 4080. Oh, the Vibe. That's right. Because the last time I podcast, I mean, it's also a blog, vlog. You know what I'm saying? I like to say vlog. It's also a vlog. This podcast is. So, yeah, the Vibe magazine. That was the one that I had been forgetting before. And so, by the way, man, Jim Jones, I haven't peeped the new video, but I saw that he just did something new, some new video, man. And so the Vibe magazine, 4080, XXL, and the Source, I had seen in, was it 4080? Can't remember, man. But there was this long article, man, I swear it was like 6 pages or something like that, and it was about strange music. And they were saying like how in the beginning, Tech Nine, was underground and had like a core audience, like a core group of like technicians as they're called, right? And that, but it wasn't like mainstream at the time. So like, you'd ask cats, like I traveled to different states and I'd be like, they'd be like, who do you listen to? And, like I never even heard of Little Boozy until I got to Chicago. Little Boozy's big in Chicago, you know what I mean? But like out West, back 15, 20 years ago, if you were to ask my homies from the West Coast, if they had heard of Little Boozy, they'd be like scratching their heads like, who the fuck is Little Boozy? You know what I mean? So, regionally, man, you got different cats in different regions, right? Sometimes they're not as well known. I'm saying back then, like everyone, like cats know who Little Boozy is now. And I'm saying, but like back in the day, it was like a Chicago, like down south Midwest thing, you know what I mean? And, and I'm not trying to sound weird, man, but like I even used to talk to cats like who had never heard of Twista. I'd be like, yo, man, you ever heard of Twista? They're like, Twista, who that? I'm like, remember the dude that used to go by Tongue Twister? And they're like, oh, yeah, is that dude that could like, was the world's fastest like talking person, whatever. He beat the Mighty Micro Machines dude. And they're like, yeah, I heard of that dude. But what's up? Like, what, he was on TV or something. I said, man, he's a rapper now, man. He go by Twista. They're like, oh, word? No, I didn't even know. Like, so like even back in the day before Twista was like world fucking famous, you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on the different region you went to. And it was weird, man, when I was in Chicago, when I lived in Chicago, like I was talking to my half brother and shit, right? And, half biological brother and shit, my younger brother, man. And, shit, man, my dad had like 15 kids, man. So anyway, he was like, I asked him about NWA, right? And it's so weird, man, because like, even though NWA is what it is now, right? And I'm talking about like, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know what I'm saying? Like fucking world, like fucking ultra famous. Back in the day, man, though NWA was huge to us out on the West Coast, in Chicago in the Midwest, and my family on my dad's side they're not from Chicago originally. They're from the deep fucking South. They're from way down fucking deep South. So, 2 different states in the deep fucking South. So, and, yeah, they got the Southern accent and everything. So, that said, my half brother, he was like telling me that he had known about NWA and heard about like Eazy-E and stuff like that, but he wasn't really familiar with their discography, man, and the shit that they, you know what I'm saying, that they had done. This was before Straight Outta Compton. You know what I'm saying? The movie. It was before the movie. So, you know, shit, by about, what, fucking 10 years-ish? Nah, more than 10 years. Shit, man, like 15 years. So like 15 years before Straight Outta Compton, the movie came out, my brother, you know, in the Midwest, man, he was like, I mean, I knew about, you know, the beef between something a little bit, but like, you know, people, you know, in different states, just depending on where cats were. And I saw something on TV, man, where Sean Combs, P. Diddy, he had, shout outs to Bad Boy, records, fucking, I saw some interview, man, where he had said something to the effect of, like, you know, because there was the beef between, obviously, Pac and Bad Boy, right? I don't want to pick sores, but I'm saying, like, aside from that, you know, scenario, in terms of NWA, right? NWA, he had said something to the effect of the same thing, basically, that my brother said. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'd known about those, and like, don't quote me, but he said something to the effect of, like, yeah, I mean, I knew about Eazy and them and saw some stuff in the media, but he wasn't entirely 100, like, familiar with, like, everything. You know what I mean? This is a long time, man. I saw that interview. Fuck, what was that? Like, that was also, I think, about 15 years ago, or maybe that's why my brother and I had that. Maybe we saw that on TV. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think I saw that in Chicago like 15 years ago on TV, and then my brother was saying the same thing. And I was like, what? You didn't? And he's like, nah, man, like out here, we didn't really know, because he was like, it was what y'all was doing, you know, it was all West Coast shit, like y'all from the West Coast, and, you know, we heard some stuff, but like we didn't really like 100% like know, you know what I mean? And cats wasn't 100 like bumping like NWA out here in the way that y'all were out on the West Coast, because it was a West Coast thing, and we got our artists. And I was like, well, damn, that makes sense. So my point is that the late Eazy-E, R.I.P., you know what I'm saying, Eric Wright, he put on Bone Thugs and Harmony. Excuse me. And so in that lineage, right, in that lineage of NWA and Dre from NWA signing 50, and before 50, Marshall Mathers, that is Eminem, obviously, right? Courage Jackson and Marshall Mathers. Before, you know what I'm saying? Before that, there was Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? From Eazy-E. So that family tree of Dre and Eazy signing Bone, Dre signing Eminem and 50, you know what I'm saying? We're talking, man, come on, man, look at that family tree. Dre and Eazy, Bone Thugs, Eminem and 50. I mean, come on, man. That's some global takeover shit right there. Come on, man. That's some global fuck Snoop Dogg, you know, Don Mega, a.k.a., you know what I'm talking about? Ice Cube, MC Ren. Man, I've had Ren albums too. Ren's got dope albums, man. Ren is a slept on artist, man. MC Ren's got fucking filthy albums and shit. That song, Mayday, Mayday on the front line. Mayday, Mayday on the front line. That shit was fucking tight, man. He says in the one track, bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum bum. Bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum bum. Judgment Day, Armageddon, something. Armageddon, Judgment Day has become, or some shit like that. I was like, what the fuck? That album, man, was explosive, man. That was the 90s when I had those MC Ren albums. A lot of people forget about MC Ren, man, from NWA, man, and they shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to MC Ren. I mean, dude, fucking Ren's dope, man. He's, you know, been part of NWA. And so I'm just saying, if you look at the lineage, right? Going back to in DJ Yella, if you go back, man, and you look at the Bone history, right? Bone Thugs. If you look at their first tracks that they did, the album that was underground that they had called Faces of Death, I'm just fucking saying, like, I have that. I own that. Like, I have a copy is what I'm saying. And I heard that everything they ever touched went platinum. And that was an underground cassette tape, man. I'm talking a fucking cassette tape that predates their success and the signing to Ruthless Records when they signed with Eazy-E. So I bought the Faces of Death cassette, and then I believe later it was made into a CD, and I bought it like a second time. I have like two versions of it, I believe. Don't quote me on the CD. I might not have a CD, but I definitely have the fucking cassette tape because I found it and I was like, someone told me about it. I was like, what? They was like, yeah, they did an underground tape like back in the day. And I was like, I need to fucking find that shit. And then one day I saw that shit in a record store. I was like, boom, smooth. Picked that shit up, man. I copped that junk like immediately and then took it to fucking back to the crib, man, on Dustray, blocking shit. And I had a bunch of tapes and shit. And then it's like, bro, what's up, man? You was just at the record store and shit. And I was like, fuck yeah, bruh. And they were like, man, what you about to play? And I was like, man, what the fuck you all know about this? I think it was Spank motherfucking T. I think he was with me. I think he and I both, we both, you know what I'm saying? And, but there were other people, you know what I'm saying, at the pad. Cause man, there used to be shit on a given day. Man, at the trap spot, we probably have, you know, over 100 people come throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man, fucking runners, boosters, this, that, shooters, you know what I'm saying? I mean, fucking, man, I mean, the trap spot was the trap spot. So, you know, I mean, fucking cats would just roll through, you know what I'm talking about? And, some out west shit. So, you know, we got a lot of components and a lot of homies to do a lot of different things, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So fucking, and then, you know, I had some females, you know what I'm saying, that put a little female, you know, little womanly touch, you know, with some little, you know, vases and flowers and little spring cleaning and shit. They were always at the pad too, man, you know? And so there was always someone to roll up some blunts and, you know what I'm saying, keep the house like, you know, blunt smoked up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just, you know, that aroma of like the West Coast, man. Have some, you know, someone got to go grocery shopping and buy some cases of 40s and shit, you know what I'm saying? We never kept fucking anything in the house, man, other than fucking drink. I mean, you'd open the fridge and there's just nothing but fucking drink. It's like that video, man, by DJ Quick. In fact, we got that fucking shit from the DJ Quick video. And we're like, oh, we got to do that. Get the 40s, put the shit in the fridge, and just, yeah, literally. So, you know, that's how it was back in the day, man. When you went to one of the homies' spots, cribs, pads, and shit, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yo, bro, there's brew in the fucking fridge. You just open the there's no fucking goddamn food. It's just motherfucking drink. And then there would be some warm brew sitting, you know what I'm saying? Because niggas is hustling back in the day. We were entrepreneurs, man. We were some of the first, you know, for our generation, Gen X, man. I mean, I'm just saying, like, we were selling weed, marijuana before it was legal. And it's statute of limitations, you know, man, it's been over a quarter century. And I'm just saying, like, we saw a little, you know, a few bags here and there, you know what I'm saying? You're like, Grove, on the rap you just put out, you said y'all motherfuckers was moving truckloads, elbows, pounds, lids, QPs and half Ps and fucking full ones and shit. You clearly said truckloads on the rap, upped our game. That's spinning fucking worldwide. Like, is on radio worldwide. You clearly said y'all were trafficking, moving fucking truckloads of weed. And I'm like, right, in the rap. So, I don't know, man. We moved a few bags here and there. But, shout outs to niggas with hockey bags filled with weed coming over the U.S.-Canada border back in the 1990s. Hockey bags. So, yeah. I don't know anything about that shit. I'm just, making up some shit. But, wink. But, fucking, no, I don't know. But, yeah. So, yeah, man. Fucking, back in the day, I'm sitting there, got the Bone Thugs and Harmony, cassette tape, Faces of Death, put it in. They're like, who the fuck is this? I was like, y'all don't know who this is? And they're like, nah, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, man, this is fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony. They're like, what? And I was like, dude, this is the first shit that they did. And it was mind blowing because if y'all ain't familiar with that time frame and with that project, in that rap, on one of the raps that they do, they actually go to hell. Man, that shit is crazy. They fucking go to hell in the rap and they're battling, dude, that shit is fucking ultra. They go to hell and they're battling Satan and shit. And, it reminded me of some shit out of like Ghouls and Ghosts, man. Ghosts and Goblins. It reminded me of Nintendo games, man, where each one of them is going up against like the end boss and taking fucking shots and turns and casting spells and counter spells and shit. Dude, that Faces of Death shit by Bone Thugs and Harmony, man, if you love hip hop, rap music like I do, and we do 495L4, man, and you know what I'm saying? Like if you have any mind for the hip hop, urban rap mindset, yo, you gotta respect that original project by Bone. That shit should be in the Smithsonian, man. That shit is fucking tight. Air fucking tight. So yeah, man, my point, you're probably like, okay, that's cool. What's the point? I mean, you should already fucking know. The album cover was, by today's standards, some super ultra easy shit to do. And just Google the fucking image, man. Faces of Death, Bone Thugs and Harmony. And you'll be like, oh shit, Grove, you right. Look at all those albums, man. Life is Too Short. Look at the Born to Mac album by Too Short. Look at the I'm Bad album with LL, where he's sitting on the where he's at the let's see, what is he? He's at the gate. Because there was the song Bristol Hotel, room 515, or some shit like that. I don't know if it's room 515. Is it 215? Hold up, let's look this up, man. We gonna look this up together. Let's do some motherfucking research here. All right, hold up. Let's see. LL Cool J was one of the very first rappers, man, that I was listening to back in the day. And can't live without my radio. That shit is fucking maniac. Man, if y'all, hey, look, DJ Nanino, man, I used to record with DJ Nanino, man, on a daily basis sometimes, man. And I was kind of crashing at his pad for a while and shit too. Yep, here we go, LL, man, on the hood of the car. He got his right hand on the gate. I'm assuming that's the Bristol Hotel. I don't know if it is. Bigger and deafer. And then it says bad. Dude, that shit, man, come on, man. The LL Cool J, listen, man, what the fuck? Dude, these stupid goddamn fucking numbskull, ding dong, dingbat, dimwit, fucking dipshits, fucking culture of this mumble, fuckboy, fuckery rap shit, man, dude, compare and contrast. Look at that album cover. LL Cool J, bad. Dude, what? Listen, that's how the whole shit started for me. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the very first rap albums I ever listened to. My homie Scott, we used to play Ninja together. And as kids, man, like we had stars and fucking swords and all kinds of deadly fucking weapons and shit. And we were also skateboarders. And we were also doing like gymnastics and parkour and, you know what I'm saying? Just like reckless shit, jumping off rooftops, seeing how many fucking flights up we could jump without breaking our legs, stuntmen shit, like we were doing stunts and shit, just crazy fucking dangerous shit. And lighting off fucking like M80s and like sticks of dynamite, just fucking going to Boom City and buying fucking fireworks, man, that we probably shouldn't have like been buying, especially for kids that were like 12, 13 years old, man. So the homie Scott, shout outs to Scott. The homie Scott was a mutual friend of Scoot and me. And we all lived, like, Scott's dad owned a general contracting company and the place where we lived. Like, my family, man, near the dark side of the riverside. Dark side was a few blocks away. So sometimes, man, we go over there at nighttime by the highway overpass and shit. You know, we'd be looking down at the cars. We'd be creeping around on fucking skateboards and BMX bikes and shit. And we didn't even drink back then. Like, there was no alcohol or anything, man. No smokes, nothing. And, but anyway, Scott had a plethora of cassette tapes, man, because his family owned the apartments where my family lived. This is when we moved out of the hood and we're living in the burbs. So this is in the burbs. This is suburbia, like America and shit. My mother had her college degree. Shout outs to college degrees. Man, we're living in the fucking burbs and shit, living a good life, man. And his dad owned these apartments. These apartments were dope. They were like sunken, like you go down some steps and shit. And I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, and we all did. Nintendo was big at the time, right? So I'd go to Scott's house. He'd come to my, because his dad owned the place, and literally, like, I could walk outside, and it was just like 100 feet from like my door to his like door. And we played G.I. Joe together. G.I. Joe was fucking big. Like, we had fucking G.I. Joe, like, action figures up the yin-yang. Fuck, man, G.I. Joe was big. We used to collect them and shit. And comic books, like, we go to the comic book shop. We used to rent video games, like, when video game rentals became, like, a big deal. So anyway, for the first time ever in American history that you could rent fucking video games. Like, Nintendo was the first to do that shit. So I'm talking console-based games. I'm sure there was some place where there was like PC games that you could rent, you know, back in the day. Someone will be like, I rented Zork at my college university when it was 5 1/4 floppy from the library. And I'm like, right, dude, I clearly said console fucking games. So at any rate, yeah. So Scott had hella cassette tapes. My biological cousin Rizzo had a lot of tapes too. You know what I'm saying? He lived across town on the Bayside. So this is the Riverside District. But this isn't the low end of the Riverside District because it goes from the low end in the Riverside District to the upside, which is the burbs. So we're on the upside of the burbs. Scoot's mom, she worked at his mother, she worked at Boeing. And so, you know, we would be at each other's homes, man, playing video games and shit. Because that's mostly what we did. We just played fucking video game. When Nintendo rolled out, man, we were at home all day. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of skateboarding and shit going on at the time. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, so video games rolled around. When I went to junior high school going into high school. So, like, junior high school going into high school, I mean, shit, nah, we were still skating. What am I talking about, man? I skated fucking semi-professionally for like 6 years and shit. We were sponsored by a bike shop. And we used to go to events, competitions and shit where you could win prizes, money, and different things. And in fact, Big Scheme, when he's little Scheme's mother was instrumental in the community. She was putting together different events. And shout outs to Scheme's moms. Yeah, she would put together different events for the kids and stuff, and she would, like, you know, get resources from the, like, community and put on these, like, very sizable events, man, that were, like, popping, and with, like, food and entertainment and, like, skate ramps and all kinds of shit, and a lot of people, prizes, and, like, she'd get the media involved, and, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, so kids would have an outlet, you know, because we had been in the projects, you know what I'm saying? Scheme and I are originally from the projects. So, you know, we'd go back and forth from, like, the suburbs to the PJs. We'd just be all over town, you know, skateboarding, riding bikes, playing video games. So when we were in high school, video games, like one of the things about video games was sharing video game information, like around the clock. It was all about, yo, I got the Nintendo Power. Yo, I got this magazine. Yo, I learned this trick. You can do this, this, and that. Like all fucking day long. Like like we couldn't wait to get the fuck out of school to go home and play video games. Like that, it was all video games. Like literally all fucking day thinking about video games. So we would share passcodes and shit. Like I would share with people different cheat codes and stuff. They'd come to me. They'd be like, "Yo, Grove, you got a cheat code for this game?" And I'd be like, "Man, matter of fact, I got several." So I'd be giving, because man, think about it. There was no internet. No fucking internet. Did not exist. So yeah, man, that was a reality. And so my cousin Rizzo, when I was at my uncle's house before I came and like stayed with him for some time, you know, because I actually lived with my cousin at some point. Because my mother, man, she was dating this dude who I didn't get along with and shit, who later became her husband and shit. He was one of those like military, because she was in the military herself. He's one of those like military dudes, and he was like trying to have me like fucking clean like the house with like toothbrushes and shit. And I'm like, nope, never gonna do that shit, man. I'm out. I'm bouncing, dude. I'll just fucking run away. Got my skateboard, dude. I'm never gonna do the shit you're talking about. So I just fucking left. Anyway, I ended up living with my uncle. So anywho, my uncle, man, even like over the years, not living at my uncle's house, he always had a bunch of cassette tapes because he owned a printing company. And he also used to work at a printing company in Seattle for a long time. And he had a really nice home. And, you know what I'm saying? So like there were always cassette tapes. That's how I grew up listening to like Sting and David Bowie, The Police, everything you can fucking think of, man. In America, Gloria Estefan, Miami Sound Machine. I mean, you name it, man. I've talked about this before, man. Laura Branigan, Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, like all of the shit from the 80s and 70s and like just like all of it, man. He had a whole fucking library of cassettes that like filled up drawers and cabinets and shit. And he was constantly buying new material. And he had Bose audio, like high fidelity. And in fact, he had several different homes, and they were all nice homes, you know, as he moved from one to another. He would buy cars in two. So he had like two Volvos and like Suburban and like, I don't think he had two Saabs, but he did have the Saab 900 Turbo S. He had the Mercedes. What else did he have? Suburban, two Volkswagens, Saab 900 Turbo S, blue Mercedes at some point. Oh, Audi 5. What is it? Audi 5000? Yeah, I have the Audi 5. A couple Audis, I believe. So man, my cousin Rizzo, he himself, when we were kids, he, like all of us, he used to collect tapes, man, all kinds of tapes and shit. And so he was introducing me to hip hop, you know, that I had never heard. Scott was introducing me to hip hop. I told y'all before, man, that I have a friend, his name's Sean. And Sean was very acrobatic. He was the very first B-boy I ever knew that was like breakdancing, that wasn't my cousin, because my cousin Rizzo was breakdancing. I was breakdancing. But that's my family. Like school-wise, Sean, the homie Sean, shit, that's my fucking boy, man. That's our dude. And he had the Nike windbreaker that you could fold and zip into a pillow, and then you could put your hand on it, and you could like you could do head spins and, you know, hand spins and all kinds of like fucking break moves, man. And then you could like unzip it and put it back on and just be like, yo, in my B-boy stance type shit. The shit was dope. So, and Sean had the fresh fucking like Nike kicks to like boot, like to match and everything. Very aerodynamic, man. Very aerodynamic dude. He was, you know, Sean is, like a slender dude. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, 5'9" and shit, like average height. So back in the day, like he had the proper like physique, man, for like ninjutsu and like acrobatics and like parkour and, you know, fucking all the different like tricks and stunts and shit, man. He could have fucking easily been a stuntman in Hollywood, man. He could have, honestly, man. Honestly, Sean could have been fucking special forces. It's fucking easy, some Delta shit. And I fucking say that, man. Sean, dude, he was in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy, man. And he was in a coma for multiple years. And he lived, you know what I'm saying? But when we were kids and I went and saw him, like shit, some 20 something years ago, you know what I mean? And he lives on the West Coast, man. But, you know, he'd been nonverbal, man, for some time and stuff. And, you know, so, but man, when we were fucking kids, man, if Sean had it in his mind to like join the military, like after school, shit, man, that's, dude. In fact, I think I got my first stars, my first shurikens from Sean. Sean had all kinds of shit, man. Stars, daggers, fucking pistols, man, Sean and the homie, Monty. Yeah, man, fuck, dude, our neighborhood was fucking insane. God damn, man. Cause basically, man, we lived in a community of a bunch of like military retirees. So like uncles and like dads and like men and like women had like gun cabinets, and then there was like stores that as kids like motherfuckers would sell us shit or we just steal it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, you know how boys are, you know, just stocking up on weapons and shit, nunchucks. We used to make our own shit. In fact, we used to make our own, we'd go to Boom City and get some black powder and make up our own fucking shit. Just like, you know, like quiet as kept. But anyway, man, that was a long time ago, man. So, yes, I have an explosive fucking charge on my background. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I have an explosives charge. But, man. I mean, they fucking brought the goddamn SWAT team, man. It's like, fuck, for real. And it was the day after the fucking 4th of July. And, yes, I had a fucking standoff with the fucking police for like 9 hours and shit. But I was a kid, man. Shit, I was in my early 20s. And I wasn't giving up. Fuck that shit. So, anywho, when, man, you know, lemon pepper's a trip, man. Because if motherfuckers is gonna try, like, man, all I remember was there was lemon pepper all over I don't even know how I got there. Maybe it's from the party the night before. But all I remember, man, is like, there was lemon pepper all on the fucking hardwood floors, man. So when the police dogs came in, man, I'm just saying, like, you know. So, anywho, I don't know, man, maybe, you know, it must have been someone at the party the night before that, like, got into the cabinet, man, and just, like, dumped a bunch of lemon powder, like, throughout the house on the, like, wooden floors, cause I don't know what the police dogs were looking for when they came inside, but, cause they said explosives, but why would you bring in, like, drug sniffer dog? I don't know, man. So anyway, so yeah, I got an explosive charge. The shout outs to the nigga Scoot. So check game, man. Scoot and I were the only ones in the house. The douche tray block. So fucking, yeah. And the AK-47, man, like, I didn't even fucking know anything about that. You know what I'm talking about? But, you know, and that shit's case closed anyway. Like, I genuinely didn't know anything about it, man. I mean, AK-47 sitting in the fucking alleyway? Like, I don't know how, I fucking never touched that or know where that came from. You know what I mean? Like, what? That's weird. Y'all found a fucking AK-47? I wouldn't know. What? In the alley? That's a trip. But, you know, shit, man, West Coast shit was crazy. Brazy shit, man. So, Scott, He had the Bad album, and that's where I heard it for the first time. And Ice-T, heard it for the first time. Rhyme Pays, I've talked about Ice-T, Rhyme Pays before. Ice-T, Rhyme Pays is one of the fucking illest albums ever. I heard Beastie Boys for the first time. I believe it was Sean. Sean had the Beastie Boys. I know Scott did too. I mean, everybody did. But yeah, those like, Curtis Blow. He had the Run DMC album. Scott had a grip of fucking albums. So, yeah, man, those first albums, man, if you look at that, you know what I'm saying, and how they were doing it back then, like artists and stuff like that, those albums sold millions, and they were literally just pictures of like cats like posing in front of their cars and like posing in front of like buildings and shit, or just like a cartoon picture that like someone like drew with it, like just took them a few minutes to like draw some like picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that to like to berate those projects. I'm saying that shit is genius, because it wasn't really always about the album cover. It was about the content. But the album cover, you know, you just wanted to see a cat's face, man. You just want to see him like holding a boombox or something, or like some graffiti, or, you know what I'm saying, a sports car, or like some hot chick, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. And if you look at the Ice-T Rhyme Pays album cover, Ice-T Rhyme Pays is one of the best albums ever, man. Ice-T Rhyme Pays, I think, is my favorite fucking album of all time, man. The Rhyme Pays fucking album is the shit. What does Ice-T say? He says, ban me, try it. You might cause a riot. If the radio won't play, the underground will supply it. I'm a MC pirate. This loud, not quiet. Dude, that shit was fucking filthy. He says, cops hate kids. Kids hate cops. Cops kill kids with warning shots. What is crime and what is not? What is justice? I think I forgot. We buy weapons to keep us strong. Reagan sends guns where they don't belong. The controversy is thick and the drag is long. But no matter the lies, we all know who's wrong. Homeless sleep on city streets, waiting to die with nothing to eat, while rich politicians soak their feet in the pools of the 10 million buck retreat. People hate in the pools of the 10 million buck retreats. People hate people for color of face. No one had a choice in the race they were placed. A brother in Queens was beaten and chased, murdered cold in the streets, a goddamn disgrace. Just because of his race, his life went to waste, and not one went to jail when the court heard the case. Justice or corruption, it's all in the lace. How can you stand this? I can't stand the taste. Squeeze the trigger. Dude, what? I'm your boy, One Sir Grove. One.